welcome to the Social Entrepreneurs Ireland Ideas Academy Self-Directed Learning Experience. Congratulations for being here, for taking that brave step forward, perhaps outside of your comfort zone for some of you, to submit that application to Social Entrepreneurs Ireland. You are here now, so you can exhale. My name is Eileen, more on me in a moment, and I'll be bringing you through the content for your first two modules, understanding the problem and refining your solution. For each of these modules, which as you might know, some of the other Ideas Academy participants will be experiencing in live online workshops, I've created a corresponding set of videos to help you gain the tools, skills, and mindset to progress your ideas. These snippet videos range in length from 5 to 10 minutes and are designed with flexibility in mind. They can be done one at a time, with breaks in between, or perhaps even all in one go if you've got a cup or two of coffee nearby to keep you energized. Each video will have an associated task, activity, or challenge. And to start, just to say that we are asking you to put your own projects to the side for now. There will be plenty of time for you to apply what you learn with me to your own projects in the coming weeks. Again, these two modules are intended to give you the tools and skills that you can then apply to your own projects going forward. But seeing as we'll be spending a little bit of time together over the coming weeks, I thought I'd begin by sharing a little bit about myself. So as I said, my name is Eileen. That's me there on the right with Noodle Diskin, my partner in crime. I grew up in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and this is where I went to elementary school, Linden Avenue Elementary School. Don't worry, I'm not going to be giving you the 5-hour-long story of my life. But as I do share my own story, you might reflect a little bit on your own background, the things that you've done, the things that you've experienced, the people that you've met, the things that you've learned, everything that has led you to be here in the Ideas Academy with your interest, with your passion, with your idea to make the world a better place. And I do share these photos to introduce me as a child and to kind of share that as a kid, I was very creative. I loved doing artwork. This is one of my masterpieces. I loved telling stories and writing stories. I also loved nature and the great outdoors. This is me and my brother and dad on a family vacation many years ago. I got various experience in jobs. You might see that there's a bit of a common theme here, or some common themes around education, around the outdoors, around nature. As I grew older then, I moved to Ireland to do my undergrad in environmental science. I did a master's looking at biodiversity and conservation. And then I moved on to do a PhD exploring links between wildlife health, environmental health, and human health. And this is me here taking a sample, you might say is the less nice end of a flamingo, but that was all for the sake of my research. I still had this little piece of me, though, that loved telling stories. And when it came time to write up and finish my dissertation, I had a little bit of a back and forth with my supervisor. I really wanted to call my PhD Pink is the New Black in honor of the flamingos, but my supervisor thought that this wasn't quite academic enough. So a little bit of back and forth, and we ended up compromising on this as the full title of my dissertation. But I did have fun writing it up. I liked telling the story of what I had done, what I had learned through my research. A couple of years into my PhD, I was sitting around one evening with some friends in a pub, and we were having this discussion, and we had a shared frustration that felt like a lot of the research we were doing, the things that we were learning, weren't really shared outside the walls of the university. Some of us had gone to academic conferences, or maybe if we were lucky, published in an academic journal, but for the most part, we felt like our research was very much restricted to within the walls of the university. And we wanted to change this. So we got to talking and thinking about how best we could reach out to a lot of people across Ireland. And I think being that we were sitting in a pub having this conversation, we were inspired by the beer mat. What we ended up launching was an initiative called Biodiversity in Our Lives. We worked with an illustrator who helped us create this set of 4 beer mats, each of which shared a little something, a fun factoid about our research. So there was one beer mat that shared, it takes at least 4 bees to produce the apples to make your pint of cider. Of course, there was one in honor of the flamingos, Did you know that flamingos are born gray? One on salmon and river water chemistry as it relates to Guinness. The unique chemistry of rivers helps salmon find their way when they migrate. These properties can also be good for beer making. Liffey water is good for stout, Rhine water, good for pilsners. And because we were doing this in some way sponsored by the university, we did have a drinks awareness message on one side of the beer mats, but we tried to keep this fun and upbeat. For example, did you know that elephants would need to consume up to 55 liters of beer to become tipsy? Everyone has different limits, know yours. So we ended up receiving various coverage for this in the media, in the Irish Times, in the journal, the Nature journal Science, online. We had a website. None of us had done that before, so huge learning experience. I was asked to give a lightning talk on it one summer at Electric Picnic. Unfortunately, I was on at the same time as Hosier, so even my best friends went to see him perform and not me, but I think that's fair enough. And overall, we had a really great time with that project. I think in the end, we produced nearly 50,000 beer mats that were in pubs all around Ireland. More recently, myself and a friend, again, coincidence or not, were sitting in a pub one evening. We used to go and do artwork together every Monday evening. And one day we were talking about our kind of shared loves and interests in nature, in artwork, in learning and in children. And what we ended up coming up with is a social enterprise called the Wild Postcard Project. What we do is ask children and teens to create an artwork depicting their local biodiversity. We work with judges then who select the 10 best, which we turn into postcards. So our mission is to spread the awesomeness of local biodiversity worldwide, one postcard at a time. We did this for the first time back in 2016. I think we thought maybe we're going to get a couple dozen entries, but we ended up getting nearly 1,000 entries, which was overwhelming for us, but great. And we have since done this 9 times in locations all around the world. We've run competitions in Madagascar, in the Philippines, in Germany, in the Netherlands, in Canada, and have had a lot of fun with it. And in each competition, we have an award ceremony and artwork exhibition. You can see this one from one of our Irish competitions. There's a selection of some of the artworks we've received over the past 8 years, and again, from locations all around the world. And I guess I'll say that, thinking about social enterprises and what those are all about, the enterprise piece of this is that we sell the postcards online on Etsy and in a couple of stores around Ireland in order to raise funds to fund our future competitions. So more recently, I shouldn't say more recently, but kind of in the background while all of this is going on, I also work in the UCD Innovation Academy, and I work with a lot of different audiences, cohorts there, groups of people from undergrads and postgrads on campus through to educators, different groups abroad, and really have fun trying to help people progress their ideas. And I think, to close off here, maybe I'd like to share the words of Helen Keller, who said that alone we can do so little, together we can do so much. And really across any of the work that I do, whether it's my own social enterprise with my friend Angela, through my work in the Innovation Academy, I really try to hope to inspire people to want to make the world a better place. So thank you very much for listening. I hope that's given you a little bit of a sense about me and my own journey as a social entrepreneur. And again, you might reflect on your own journey to this point and consider some of the things that motivate you. In the next video, you'll be considering yourself now as a social entrepreneur, and in particular, reflecting on the values that drive you to want to bring about positive societal or maybe environmental change. So hope you've enjoyed that, and we'll see you for the next one.